right, we are live. What's everybody up to today? Yeah, it's like I was just saying, it's been a crazy week, man. It's just been go, go, go. And I think I get used to it, but I guess not. Anyway, I think we're ready to do a podcast. I think we're all lined up here. We got all our camera gear going. We got all of our virtual cameras on, and looks like everything is coming through on the Twitch and YouTube. So we're good there. Welcome everyone in the Discord tonight. Hope everybody's doing well. Let me pull up the chat. If you guys want to chat to us in the Discord, I'll pull up the chat here so I can see you guys.
You've already had it up.
Oh, you've already had it up. Okay. Well, I'm just going to make sure.
You've been missing some fun stuff.
Have I? Too bad Zombie's not in there to talk shit behind my back. Open chat. There we go.
Just in front of you now.
Uncle Scumdeath. Man, is it a treat to see you, buddy. It is good to see you, man. All right. Well, we're ready to podcast. Let's go ahead and pull it up and let's roll. Here we go. 3, 2. Well, what's up, Guardian? Welcome to episode 328, Guardian Downcast. I'm your host, Todd the Gator, and I'm a Day One Guardian who loves gaming and especially the Destiny franchise. We're the podcast that's all about your stories, your community, and your destiny. For those of you who may have just discovered our podcast, we're a weekly Destiny and gaming show and have been producing audio episodes for over 5 years now, 6 years now. I got to update my notes. Things have changed a little over the years as our show has grown. And one of the changes we've decided to do is we actually do a live show, typically on Thursday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern time on YouTube, Twitch, and of course our Discord community. That's discord.gg/Guardian Downcast. They're on your screen. If you want to join our community, say hello. We also have a replay, of course, on these channels as well. It's Todd the Gator, TODDTHEGATR. So join us if you would every week. That would be awesome. This week, it is our monthly Roundtable episode. For those of you who may be new to the podcast, once a month, we produce a Roundtable whereby our members of our community bring a story, a topic, article, whatever, maybe even just a point of view to the Roundtable. The topics could be anything relating to our gaming industry, entertainment, social media. I mean, basically anything that pertains to our daily life, it seems. Each of us will introduce our topic. We'll give our opinions and takes on it. Then we go around the horn and let everybody else chime in. And it really usually provides a pretty good topic of conversation. So in this month's Roundtable, I have my co-host from the great state of Utah, Mr. Kingsley Mack, who has brought his own topic tonight. How you doing, Mike?
Well, great to be here. Yep, it's fall weather, and we're just chit-chatting about the temps, but nothing too notable going on in Utah right now.
Just RNG Gator in here, too. Scumdeath, RNG Gator. I got all kinds of old faces here showing up, literally and figuratively. Well, good to see you, Mike. Thanks for stopping in tonight and talking with us. And of course, we have a returning guest roundtabler of the show. He's been a longtime member of our Patreon community, our Destiny community. He does play Destiny, I think a lot of Destiny like I do. And he also shares the same name and shares the same profession. I interviewed him back on episode 260. We were actually celebrating our 5th year of the podcast on July 15th of 2024. So please welcome from the great state of North Carolina. It's again a returning roundtabler, Mr. Zombie Pops. How's it going, Todd?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. Thanks for stopping in tonight. Well, before we get into our topics tonight, I'm curious how all you guys have been doing. Especially you, Zombie Pops. I want to start with you, man. What have you been doing lately, man? I know you just got back from a big hunting trip, right?
Yep. Killed a couple deer. Kids killed a couple deer.
Nice.
Put some meat in the freezer, that kind of thing. Relaxed a little bit out in the woods. You can't beat it. Started watching a new show that's pretty cool called Fargo. Oh, it's new to me, I guess.
Yeah, Fargo.
Okay.
That's
Is there another?
I was gonna say.
No, Fargo's great.
I'm usually in the loop on this stuff.
Yeah,
Fargo's a good show, man.
No, new to me, I guess. But yeah, it's pretty entertaining. I think I binge watched the first season already. So
nice.
Other than that, Destiny wise, been raiding every Wednesday night. Kingsley actually joined us for one last night. Going through Desert Perpetual, and of
Nice.
course Saturday raiding with y'all.
Oh yeah, man. We got a great raid team. It's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. What do you think about that raid, man? I mean, we haven't talked to you about this raid. What do you think about the Desert Perpetual compared to the other raids we've done?
I like it. I think they did a really good job on it. I like it better than Salvation's Edge, which I still haven't made it all the way through. But it's up there. It's top 5, definitely.
All right. What else you been doing, man? You've been how much Destiny you been playing other than the raids? Are you enjoying the
Not
grind?
much. It's okay, but I mean, I'm not with the raids. They pull you up to the level, so
yeah.
There's no real reason that I need to grind. Battlefield 6 out, been kind of playing that a bit too. So,
what do you think of Battlefield 6?
Oh, it's great.
Yeah,
it's I feel like it's more back to its roots.
Yeah.
Left the 2042 and yeah.
Oh, man. Trying to think about 2042. Now, did you play the new new Battle Royale they just launched?
I haven't done that yet.
Yeah, I haven't either.
I'm not a huge Battle Royale fan.
It's funny, man. I was just talking last week. I think it was on Two Titans and a Hunter, and thanks to Parody and Night Demon for having me on. That was a gracious host. And I was just saying that Battlefield is not Call of Duty, and here we go. We got a Battle Royale game that looks exactly like Warzone. Warzone, yeah, Warzone.
Yep.
I was like, it looks just like Call of Duty. So maybe they're trying to be Call of Duty anyway. But yeah, I mean, it's a fun game, man. There's so many different ways to play Battlefield 6, Yeah. So
yeah. It's, I don't know. Even though you keep running into tanks or helicopters or enemy fire, man. It's still a good time. Chaos at its best.
Kingsley said he might join us one time and play. I'm like, it is chaos, man. It is definitely not slow. It's running and getting blown up.
Well, I would like that.
You don't even worry about dying because you're dying all the time. And I think a lot of
I
think a lot of the Call of Duty streamers are getting agitated because they can't do like a highlight reel, without cutting and pasting the whole day's worth of gaming or something, because it's just chaos, man. It's hard to stay alive for any length of time unless you're sniping on a mountain somewhere and you're just a fantastic sniper,
Yeah.
Even then, you'll get someone who'll jump in a helicopter or a plane and come right at you on the side of the mountain. So no escaping. Yeah. All right. Well, good deal, man. It's good to hear from you. I'm glad you're here tonight. And you got a topic we definitely want to talk about tonight. I think it's of interest to everybody here in the podcast audience. By the way, guys, if you have any questions or any feedback you want to give us or any input on our topics tonight, feel free to in the chat, whether you're in Discord or whether you're in Twitch or on YouTube. We like the engagement. So, yeah, definitely give us some feedback if you guys feel that you want to. Mr. Kingsley Mack, what you been up to this week, man?
Yeah.
What have you been doing, man?
Yeah, I have a couple things to talk about. Adding on to the raid discussion, it's been great. I'm still loving running this raid. Salvation's Edge was great, but even when I've run through it a few times, it always feels like a slog. And this raid did have some concern and slogginess initially at first. People are like, oh, it's another harder raid. But not really. The way I would equivalent this is to like when Guardian of Salvation first came out. Yeah, a lot of people thought it was harder, but it was still doable. And there was a lot more people willing to teach it. It wasn't like Salvation's Edge where it's like, oh my gosh, like, only the top tier groups are passing down the knowledge at first. Obviously, we got it clear and we're not a top tier group. I always joke I'm at best a B+, A- raider. And it's getting to the point where we're passing down the knowledge even to some other people, and even on a potential Wednesday night when we normally wouldn't consider a raid like that. We're like, okay, let's do it. And we got through 3 encounters, even though we didn't
Right.
get the boss done. It's like still pretty cool, like to get that far in a fun raid and hear other people's experiences. And generally, everyone who's played it has said they've had fun. It's you don't hear little things like, "Oh, Vault of Glass, it's boring," or this or that. Like, I'm sure there's going to be some, like boring or negative comments somewhere down the road, but like, there's no like glaring thing with this raid so far. It's generally like has thumbs up and everyone likes it. So, and I certainly do
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah. It's like, it's the first raid team I actually started from scratch. We've had all the same people that learned this raid from the beginning, going in blind. And yeah, we got it, we got it done well after most people got it done when it first launched. But man, I've been really happy with this raid. It's so much fun.
Yep. And then other than that, I'll talk about my latest game, but of course, I still do a little bit of Division 2. They've had an excellent Halloween event, a lot of things that Bungie could learn from, but we don't need to get into that. But Outer Worlds 2 came out yesterday and having a lot of fun with that. I knew this would kind of be a game for me when I saw the trailers made by Obsidian. I had a lot of fun with Avowed. This is an RPG type game with a lot of exploration and humor. That's the main thing. There's a lot of humor in this game. So think of like, not as crazy as like Borderlands, but
Yeah.
humorous, but a little more serious and a spacey type game. And great builds and no stupid encumbrance things. So you can pick up anything you want. I find myself wanting to explore more because I know I can look around at every little corner and there's some little junk thing to pick up. And I don't worry about it because there's no encumbrance. You know what I mean? You can just pick up as many things as you want within limit. I'm sure there's maybe caps on individual items, but it's not like if you have a lot of just various items, it's going to weigh you down.
Yeah.
And so far the game's great. And anyone who's played Outer Worlds 1 or is considering the game, it's generally getting good reviews. And I like it a lot so far.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to jump into this game. I haven't pulled the trigger yet.
Sure, you will.
It looks good though. I've seen a couple streamers playing it, and it looks really fun. It kind of reminds
There's
me
lots
of
of games that are good, but
kind of reminds me of what's the underwater world one that was so big for forever?
BioShock.
Yeah, and they're coming out with a movie.
BioShock.
They're coming out with a BioShock movie. Did you guys know that?
Really?
Yeah, it's in development right now.
Huh.
A BioShock, but I get the BioShock vibes from it. Kind of like nostalgia, new and old, but in a spacey environment.
Yeah, kind of like the same type setting.
Yeah.
I guess but
that corporate
regardless, I think this game is a little more. Well, yeah. There's kind of some of those themes, but like I don't know about the actual like running the game, how much it equivalates on the RPG side.
Okay.
And this is nothing like a Baldur's Gate type game, but it's still a lot more than I thought it would be. And so already at the beginning, you're picking kind of like all your little skill things that you want, and then you can unlock lots more. But it doesn't feel. See, this type of game I like even better than Baldur's Gate because it brings in a lot more of the action element. So it's RPG light, of course, but RPG more than some other RPG games. And I don't know. It's kind of a perfect game for me right now. So.
Nice.
I'll be enjoying it. And I hear that it can be an 80-hour game, just kind of depending. So,
Uncle Scumdeath, the best raid was the Vault Gator. Yeah, I know. When you were drunk and passed out and got the Vex Mythoclast and didn't even know it. I'll never forget that raid, though. I had so much fun doing that. That was a fun raid. And Uncle Scumdeath was just lost. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, good times. It's good Destiny moments, man. You can't beat that stuff. Let's see, for me, because it was Halloween week, Halloween being tomorrow, my wife and I, we just kind of chilled out with movies. I was going to go see the Springsteen movie, but after I started thinking about it, I started seeing, some of the reviews come in. I just decided I just wasn't enthusiastic enough to see it, but we are going to go see, Begonia, I think it's called. It's a wacky, weird movie about some guys. Jesse Plemons is in it. It's by the guy who made Poor Things, if you remember that movie. And Emma Stone, of course, is one of the lead characters in it. And It's about a couple guys who are like, I don't know. They think that this one corporate woman is an alien, so they kidnap her and they shave all her head off, shave all her hair off, and she's trying to convince them that she's not an alien, and they're like, yeah, that's what an alien would say, something like that, and it just looks like a fun movie. We're probably going to see that on Tuesday, so I'll let you guys know what I thought of that movie next week. But no movie reviews this week, which is okay. It's good to take a break. I tell you what, though, I did finish Alien Earth, which is on FX and Hulu. This is a really good sci-fi series, especially if you're an Alien fan of the movies. It's a series that kind of shows you the why and how the Alien movies become such a cultural icon for sci-fi horror. The series also sheds more light on more of the synthetic human forms in the world and how they interacted with the aliens themselves. And some of them have special bonds with the most terrifying versions of the aliens. And there were many forms and very interesting forms of life, alien life, that they showed in this series. But it kind of comes full circle when it talks about how the worst monster of all is us, humans. And that's kind of how they wrap up the first series, the first season of it. But it's on Hulu. All the episodes are out. So if you want to see it, check it out on Hulu. I think you'll enjoy it. It is a little bit on the horror. I guess it's light horror. There is, there's some blood and guts and stuff. So don't let your little kids watch it. It's definitely adult stuff. But let's see, as far as gaming, like I mentioned in the pre-notes, it seems like every time after work, either I'm having dinner with the missus and there's just something I need to get caught up on. So I've been doing just a little bit of the solo Portal activities. But I've been pretty quiet this week gaming. Like I said, I do want to give a shout out to our raid crew. That was, of course, Zombie Pops here in front of us, Ronan Redline, Allocate, and Sin Media. And of course, my host, Kingsley Mack here. We always have a great time. I think every Saturday we try to get a run in, and we're getting better and better. I think Kingsley, you swapped around and tried a different role this time, but I think we had such a slow on one of the initial encounters. We were just having a hard time getting it done, that we just decided just to keep everybody in their same spots after that. But it was a fun raid. It's getting really fun to get clears on it and stuff. So just wanted to reiterate that. All right. Well, that's enough.
One thing.
Oh, good.
Actually, I'll say it for another week. Yeah, never mind.
You sure?
Never mind.
Okay.
It's kind of boring. It's just more things I've noticed about the raid over time. I mean, if you really want me to right now.
No, let's hear it, man. Let's hear it. We're good on time.
So now I'm getting a little more experience, and I haven't done like Epic or the feats yet or whatever, but I might have changed my mind a little bit on the ease of certain encounters. It's not like there's ease of like initially learning things, especially if you're worried about mechanics, but then there's ease of just overall big picture stuff, like how like legitimately easy it is, like when you bring in ads and bring in things like where people can die and bring in things like holes and stuff. And a lot of people have heard about Hobgoblin being the hardest, and then I've even heard some teams say it was the easiest. I mean, I can kind of understand that sentiment now, because it's an encounter that we had the most hard time with at first, but once it kind of locks in, I feel like that encounter can be the easiest to do without messing up times after that. So once it locks in, it's not as variable, not as many things necessarily go wrong. Haven't we seen that, right? It seems like that encounter just locks in now every time.
It's
though it was the hardest at first.
It's because we got the most reps in. I really do think it's that, because
it's not just that, but I agree, reps helps,
dude. It's all about the reps.
Yeah, because trust me, we got just as many reps in other encounters, and let me add some more things.
It's true.
With Hydra is kind of like in the middle. It's definitely hard, and it can kind of be one of those things where it can get pretty easy, but it's kind of like more in the middle. Will we be able to lock it in every single time? Mostly because, again, even just the DPS thing, you if you're having a bad day hitting your shots during that little fun thing you have to do during DPS, you don't get to extend, and it could turn it from a 2-phase to a 3-phase.
Yeah.
And then Wyvern, though, it's so funny. I feel like the way that arena is built, so many places to fall down and die, so many things that technically are easy to conceptualize what you need to do, but there's more variability of things going wrong, small things that can mess up a group. And I would say, I'm not saying that encounter's the hardest, but I think my opinion these days is that encounter can be the most variable. It can go super easy,
That's true.
or it can go like
It's a lot of
freaking 20
coordination.
runs.
There's a lot of coordination
You
on
know?
that one. And here, you guys are having to coordinate when to shoot the nodes, and I'm here trying to figure out, I got to jump up on the platforms as they appear, and then of course shoot off all these swarms of those new enemy type that just swarms you, and you kill the main boss, and like 4 different ones come running at you screaming. I don't even know what they call them, but I just put
And
on
part of it too is because the arena's bigger. It
Yeah.
really does make
Yeah.
a difference. Like
Yeah.
I remember arenas like in Crown of Sorrow, that last encounter, and it's very hard, but
Ugh.
if you once you lock it in, it's so smooth like clockwork. But like when you have a big arena like the Wyvern arena,
Yeah.
people have to run back and forth, and there's all these holes everywhere, and people are getting bumped up and everything. I just feel like there's more that can go wrong in a larger arena versus a smaller arena.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Yeah, I see that too. Yeah, you found the holes in that one cave. It's a cave for me. Your side, it's more like a space station room
the
or
grates,
something.
the grates.
and
Yeah,
stuff.
there's some some grates where there's some holes and stuff. But but anyways, it's an interesting
It is
raid for sure. And
I'm looking forward to. I'm hopeful that before Renegades comes, we can lock in and try to do at least one epic raid run and see what's different on that boss at the end. We'll see. So it goes.
It's not just what's different on the boss. It's like the raid is 10 times harder.
Everything leading up to it.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the bigger issue.
I need to get more reps. I need to get more reps. And I need to be comfortable with what my job is and how efficiently and quickly I can do it.
Been there Wednesday.
Yeah, that's gonna be what it's gonna decide. So, all right, that's enough about us. Let's get into our first topic. We'll do that when we return. Good deal, guys. All right, Kingsley, you're gonna be up first. I'll give you a small introduction.
Oh, of course, the boss is different too, but geez, it's like
the boss
you
is
can't
different.
just be excited about that part. It's going to be a slog even getting there.
I'm not in any hurry, but I would like to at least try it before Renegades drops. I mean, we got 5
Think
weeks.
of remember how much fun we've had doing day 1 contest mode raids?
No, there's no fun in that. Day 1
well,
is
then
no
why
fun.
do you want to do epic?
I don't know. I wanted to see if it's how different it is, if it's a little different. But anyway, we'll see. How it goes. We'll see how it goes.
I don't even know if I want to do epic, but I'm willing to hop in and for the lulls.
Okay.
Give it an effort anyway.
Give it an effort.
Yeah.
An E for effort.
Well,
yep.
Kingsley, you all set?
I am set.
Hold on. My daughter's playing piano. Let me close my door.
Could be doing worse things.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter's all excited. She got a new job tonight, so she's really pumped. She's been unemployed for a while. She was with a big corporate company, and of course, like a lot of companies, corporate layoffs. And like I was just telling you, it's so damn hard to get a job. You're just a number these days. It's just dehumanizing.
Yep.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2. All right, first up is Kingsley Mack. Kingsley, what are you bringing to the table tonight, sir?
Yeah. I have an interesting kind of blended topic here that I'm generally saying, is it worth investing in MMOs these days? Now, another way I'd like to have this title is, how should companies that own other companies invest? And all this will make sense when I add more to the conversation. But first, I'm going to start off with an article that came out a couple days ago. And Amazon announced major layoffs with their gaming studio, well, in other parts too. But along with that, they decided to ditch development in their MMOs. Quote, while we're proud of our successes in first-party AAA game development and publishing, we've made the difficult decision to halt a significant amount of our first-party AAA game development work, specifically around MMOs, within Amazon Game Studios, including making significant role reductions in our studios in Irvine and San Diego, as well as our central publishing team. So we've heard of games like New World.
Mm-hmm.
these games will still, like New World will still be live through 2026 on the servers, but no new development's happening. They're not going to be making any other MMO games. They've kind of tried it. It's not working for them. I mean, we've had these discussions on and off kind of for a while now. Like, are live service games the golden egg? Are companies jumping into it too much? Should they be focusing more on single player AAA games? Well, regardless of what we all think, Amazon at least decided for now that they will be stopping development on that. So then I was thinking, okay, that alone, somewhat interesting, but I kind of wanted to bring it into another interesting thing, that this is a perfect way to dovetail into some other thoughts that I've had, and the situation with Sony and Bungie. I know Bungie's not necessarily equivalent exactly to an MMO type game, but it's very close in this situation to what because I know some of the MMO purists will be like, no, it's light and everything. Doesn't matter, but it's a live service game. Anyone who's listened to the podcast for a while kind of knows that I often mention I think Sony should help Bungie out and get some more studios, because Bungie obviously can't do it good enough right now. They've cut so much staff. They've told us that they have to give us less content, expect less content, this and that. So why not have Bungie help? I mean, to me, it makes sense. Sony's not just a publisher for them. They bought and own the company, and they've done this with other studios. They've given them resources and stuff. So it is possible. So I never thought it was a weird idea. Maybe Sony could or should help them out. Now, whether they want to, of course, that's the question, but it's not out of the ordinary. In fact, the fact that they own them now, and they've even said that they're taking over more and more control. So if they are taking over more and more control and they own them, they're not just a publisher, then if Bungie does do really bad and goes out of business, in a way, Sony also has no one to blame but themselves, because if they're just sitting back going like, la, 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 we don't care.
Right.
But then at the same time, they own them and they're telling them what to do. They can't have it both ways, You kind of have to if it's like if your kid's doing bad and if you have money, don't you want to help them out? Don't you want to give them a little bit of money?
Yeah.
Anyways, regardless, it's funny because not a lot of people, but some people are like, why with Sony? Why should they blah, 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 blah. Well, I thought it seems obvious that Sony should probably bring some more studios and help Bungie out. But Tassie just wrote an article that kind of goes with my thoughts. So there's another article I can bring to the roundtable. This came out yesterday, I think, as of we're recording on Thursday. It might have come out on Tuesday. I don't remember exactly.
Best Tassie article I've read yet.
So
I really
it says, and I agree with this very first line. It starts off, Sony bought Bungie for $3.6 billion with entirely unreasonable expectations. Yes. And I've said that a million times before too. But the plan, it seems, was the assumption that Destiny 2 was given in terms of printing money indefinitely, that whatever Bungie made next, namely Marathon, was sure to be a breakout hit, or Bungie could mentor half a dozen big Sony single-player studios in terms of how to make and run a successful live service game. That's kind of like an acqui-hire type situation. Well, this hasn't really played out as expected. It's known, when Bungie ended the Light and Darkness saga with Final Shape, and they sapped resources from the game to result in less content, and of course fewer players when you have less content. Also, in regards to Marathon's current or future quality, that's still totally up in the air. We don't know what's going to happen there. So we can't really rely on Marathon being a golden egg. We hope it'll still do good, but we don't know for sure. And then even on the acqui-hire idea, I mean, supposedly Bungie had consulted with other Sony studios like Naughty Dog and given them opinions on like what to do or what actually not to do with multiplayer stuff also. And so a project was canceled, and maybe Sony wasn't happy about that. Here's another thing, though. It's like, also, I feel like Sony can't afford to let Bungie fail, because that would be a huge black mark on Sony. And they set themselves in this situation, so they need to eat their own dog food now. Since they bought Bungie, Sorry, you got to help them out. Um, Here's the thing: Concord did so bad. Do they really want another Marathon? And if Destiny does bad down the road, I don't think Sony wants that. Now they will be fine monetarily, but it's not a good image for them if that
Yeah.
happens. So don't just think of the money. And again, they have money; they can help out if they want. I promise you that.
Yep.
So there's more to this article. If there's other points, you guys, but I just kind of want to give that quick synopsis
Yeah.
at first. Maybe I can bring more in. But MMOs, thoughts on should companies still be? No, I'm not saying should Bungie stop developing, but should other companies stop trying to do, yay, new MMOs? And then, but since we already have Sony and Bungie situation, should they push hard into that, or should they let it die off also?
Todd, do you want to go first? Go ahead, man.
No, go ahead.
Okay. I will say this. In today's gaming environment, Sony would be so dropping the ball if they decided to let Destiny wither on the vine. Because think about, okay, you just mentioned Outer Worlds 2, right? And was Outer Worlds 2, is that a live service game like Bungie's?
No, it's just an RPG. It's a one and done. Yeah.
One and done. Okay. So basically that game will come out. They'll sell the game.
You can replay it, but not new
Sure.
stuff coming out month
Sure.
to month. Yeah.
But once you play the story, it's done. Which,
Well, kind of. RPGs, they have different variations each time.
Yeah.
Sorry to keep interjecting.
No,
So
It's like
they're
Fallout.
better than a
No.
normal, but
That's
they're
fine.
not adding new stuff to the game.
yeah, I'm just trying to understand it.
Mhm.
I mean, I've seen a little bit on Outer Worlds 2. I don't know everything about it, but it is so difficult today for a game to get established within the gaming community. I mean, we already know the stats. We know that there's less gamers in the pool right now than ever before. I mean, the problem we had with COVID, everyone was forced to be, to stay at home. And of course, video game sales rose because everyone's looking in front of a screen the whole day. They can't go outside. They can't go to work. It was an unnatural situation. So all these, capital was cheap. So all these studios overhired. They hired way too many people. And everything you see with the layoffs in the gaming industry in 2024, 2023, actually, and later is just a correction where they overhired and now they don't need those. They don't have the budgets. The capital's not cheap anymore. I mean, there's inflation involved now and interest rates are higher, even though the Fed's lowered it. Interest rates are still high generally for capital debt, for corporate debt. But the thing is now I think what Sony's done, I think they overcorrected. I think they took too much away from the Destiny franchise. And I know they're really counting on Marathon doing well. And I hope it does well, man. I really do. I really hope it does. But if it flops, this is the only golden goose they got. I mean, if Marathon,
for Bungie, not for Sony in general, they have a lot of other good games.
No, I understand, but this is Bungie's ace in the hole right now because we have an established community, and you can say the numbers are the worst right now, but those 1.5 or 2.3 million that peaked, that's basically your pool of people that want to play this game. And if they have DLC that gets them excited enough, they will return, or a Destiny 3 or a Destiny Online and all that stuff. They will return but the problem is this is an 11-year-old game now. It's run its course, and where Call of Duty would have probably had at least 5 or 6 new Call of Duties in that same span of time, probably more because they pretty much release one every year.
Yeah.
We've had the same game, and you can only reiterate and reinvent stuff within a game so many times before you just run out of ideas around this storyline or around these characters. And I'm speaking specifically to Bungie here because that's what I know. It would be very, very, it'd probably be the biggest blunder ever if Sony was to just let the Destiny franchise wither on the vine and just let it go away. That is such a missed opportunity. And when I read the Tassie article, I was like cheering it on because this is something not many people have been talking about. We've mentioned it briefly, but we're not a big time podcast. I mean, we're probably right there in the middle somewhere podcast wise. And we don't have the voice that a lot of these big streamers do. We hear all the time. So, maybe they didn't maybe that didn't get through the, that what we talked about didn't get through the grapevine or whatever. But like I said, the problem is it takes so long for a game to get established. And then not only does it need to get established where people actually buy and play the game, but stick around to keep playing the game, especially in the live service genre. There's been so many games that have come out and they're just like it's like a bottle rocket. They come all this big pomp and circumstance, and then they fizzle away, while Bungie and Destiny are still here. Still here. People log in every week and play this game. And Sony's got to see that. Sony's got to see that this has some sticking power. Like right now, Battlefield 6, they're going all out, man. They use 4 studios to make this game. They just released their Battle Royale. They got a season 1 coming out soon. I mean, they're really pushing. Think about the millions, hundreds of millions of dollars they spent on this game just to try to get it into the mainstream where we play this game every day, like a live service game. Think of all the capital intensive investment they've had to put into this one game to get people to come back and play the Battlefield franchise when they just about lost everybody when 2042 came out. So I feel like Bungie's in the same position as 2042 was. Battlefield series has been out longer than Destiny, and they were trying, I mentioned last week, they tried something new. It didn't work out. So they need to pivot. They need to pivot here. They need to decide what's the next 5 years of Destiny going to look like. And they need to do that like yesterday. They need to crank out the whiteboards. They need to start storylining this. They need to start deciding how far we're going to advance. And they might have that done already. I don't know. We don't know what goes on in the background. But my main point here that I was trying to get across, like, I'll give you a local example. The restaurant business is so hard to get into. If you're a local restaurant, I've seen so many restaurants that are in prime real estate locations spend tons of money to get their name out there, to get established, to just get people to come in and try their food. But because people go to their usual spots that they feel comfortable and the service is good, they know they're going to get a good meal, they know what they're going to get, they have the consistency, they know what they're getting, it's just going to be a lot harder for these new companies to insert themselves into people's routines. And that's exactly what Bungie is. That's exactly where Destiny is right now. And most of these local restaurants, they're gone once their capital dries up, which is usually 6 months, they're gone. And you get the same empty building, like all the time. There's one building, it just keeps getting new restaurants and they never make it. So Destiny game is right here in the same spot. Sony needs to take a solid look and meet up with now basically new management, because most of the old management has gotten their golden parachutes and have floated away. They need to work with what management they have in place right now and talk with them and have some extensive meetings with them and say, listen, we need to get a plan here in place, because like I said, if Marathon doesn't make it, they need this as a backup, minimally as a backup, to keep the Bungie studios funded. Anyway, I've talked enough. Todd, what do you got? You want to add anything to that? I kind of rambled. That was a circle ramble. Sorry, man.
Well, I mean, as for the basic question, MMOs, are they worth investing in? I think so. I don't think they're going anywhere. I think they're like battle royales now. Kids are playing them. Everybody's kind of into it or whatever. As far as Destiny, investing into Destiny, I don't know if this has crossed anybody else's mind, but maybe Sony invested in Destiny just for the IP. They're waiting for it to dry up and finish, start putting out, like media. This might be a pipe dream or whatever, but putting out like animes or live action shows, movies, possibly books, whatever. So in that aspect, they're still investing in it. They're just kind of waiting for it to reach that point where they can capitalize on the multimedia aspect of it. That's what I think,
Does that mean like they think they don't care what the games do? They're more interested in the TV and the movies, if I'm understanding what you're saying correctly.
Yeah, they're just waiting for the game to run its course, do its thing, let Bungie do what they want to with it, and then Sony come in and do the multimedia aspect of it.
Interesting. Yeah, I think they care a little bit. There's one thing that I wish I could say about a game that I tried that I have NDA, that anyone who's played the game at the very beginning sees something, and I just don't know if I totally agree based on what I saw there. But I don't know if you're getting what I'm saying.
Well, we can't say anything about it.
Anyways,
Kings and I both. Kings and I both are talking about the same game. We have NDAs on, so we can't talk about it.
I
I
might be a member.
Yeah,
of
no,
NDAs,
well, of course we don't. Yeah, they may be doing that, but I'm not convinced yet. I think they're just trying to figure out, and I hope they bring TV shows and movies also. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But boy, if they are giving up on the game thing, it was kind of weird. This one thing that I saw recently. But anyways, sorry, that's about as clear as I can be.
I thought it was a great article.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Todd.
Yeah.
Sorry, if you had more, I just asked you a question. You probably.
I had one more point I wanted to add, but I want to let Todd finish.
No, Zombie first.
Yep.
No, go ahead. I was just agreeing. Great article.
The only point I was going to make is Sony's laid off some very talented, but more importantly, experienced developers from Bungie that have parachuted and found other places to call home. That's a brain drain. We've lost that talent now, and I probably won't ever come back. The problem is it is really, really tough to replace talent, and more importantly, it's really tough to replace experience in any field. And the people who originally, or probably, some of the artists, I mean, you talk about some of the conductors and creators of music in this game, not to mention senior developers that were there that got laid off, senior parts of the staff. And, it's debatable what the management was thinking. Was the management just hanging out, just waiting for their checks, and then bailing, not really caring what happens? Is Tyson Green going to be the next mover for this game? Is he going to be the one that takes the reins and runs with us? We don't know. We haven't really had I think what we need, seriously, and it wasn't in this week's TWAB, we need a damn roadmap, man. Someone needs to lay it out where we can have some hope of what's coming forward in the Destiny game for the next year, 8 months or something.
Yeah, we need that. It's so funny though. Like everyone hangs their hats on that. We've had roadmaps year after year, and it gets people excited for a while. But unless it actually changes anything, you know what I mean? I want more than a roadmap. I want to actually see things get better.
Yeah, and I know it's the content thing with you, Kingsley. I realize that. For me, they need some kind of repeatable, something that people will join in and play every week at least. And for me, that cries multiplayer. I think Crucible, they lost a big opportunity with Crucible. They could have done so much with that
enough
game.
Destiny talk.
Anyway, so but no, I'm just saying. My point was
Roundtable.
But my point was
is
all the talent they've laid off. I know it always comes back to Bungie. All the talent they've laid off in the past, they're working for Bungie's competition now. So, Sony, please invest back into the Destiny franchise. I mean, we're just here, salivating, wanting something, want some kind of hope for the future of this game. So far, we haven't seen it.
Well, yeah. And how I want to end this is, again, like I didn't want, roundtable episodes. I hate.
I was going to steer back to Destiny,
but this is more about.
I know.
This is more than about Destiny. This is about Bungie, and I know we don't see the marathon game yet.
Yeah.
But the reason why this is about Bungie, and I'll finish off with this last paragraph, is yes, Sony kind of silly bought Bungie for $3.6 billion and have demanded unreasonable things from them and hacked away at their ability to build anything. This is not excusing leadership laziness or a large number of mistakes that the devs themselves have made, Bungie themselves has made. But Sony's role in all of this has been almost nothing but negative so far. And Tassi says, I have to wonder what might happen if they threw more resources at Bungie rather than taking them away constantly.
Now,
so that's just how I wanted to end that. And
okay.
whether it's whether it's Marathon, Destiny, or movies or TVs coming out in the future, hopefully we see some movement stat.
I thought it was refreshing that Paul Tassi actually wasn't jumping on the doom and gloom train for a change, and he was actually,
oh my gosh, you
turning the tables and
you don't
talking.
read all the articles if you think that's all it's about.
I know that, but if you listen to a lot of the streamers and a lot of the Bungie community, the Destiny community, it's all, I mean, I think Kami Cake said it best.
No, they're just talking about what everyone else is talking about, including
Exactly.
us. If people take
Yeah.
it negatively, that's their own
Yeah.
fault.
And I hate going down that. I really want to start talking about nice, cool things that are coming in Destiny. I really do, man. I'm really ready for it.
Yeah, once they come, we always talk about them,
Hope
of
so.
course. Yeah.
I hope so. Anyway, great topic, Kingsley. I thought that was a perfect topic to start off on because that has been a hot topic this week in the, I think it's been trending within the Destiny verse this week. So, all right, up next, Zombie Pops bring his topic. Be right back. All right, Zombie, you ready, man?
Yeah.
That's probably
Okay,
that's probably the closest I'll ever bring a Destiny article to the Roundtable.
I knew I was going to steer it to Destiny, man. Just quick shout out to Miklo.
Yep.
Miklo, thank you, brother. Thank you for that resub, man. 2 months, brother. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Yeah, we just got partnered in on Twitch. And like I said, everything that comes from the Twitch subs, by the way, goes right back to our Patreon fund and our community fund. So thank you, brother. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate you. Okay. And, yeah, I think that covers everybody. Good. All right. Good deal. All right. You ready, Todd? Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, Willem, I hear you, man. I know you try to keep it positive. You're one of the more positive voices right now on YouTube, and you're always always talking about things that people need to jump on and get done. I get that vibe from you, man. I do. I really do. So hopefully, it keeps going. It keeps doing well. I gotta admit, I have a bone to pick with you though, sir. You freaking baited me into your last video saying that there was a roadmap and it was wild. I'm like, dude, where's the roadmap? Let me see. I went to check his video out and he's like, well, there isn't a roadmap, but it's wild that they don't have one yet. I'm like, son of a bitch. Anyway.
Clickbait.
I thought it was still a good video. Still a good video.
Just kidding.
Yeah. If you haven't followed Willem Scream, man, do it. He's almost at 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, man. He's really close. So if you don't, Willem Scream, he's in our chat right there. That's his real name. So yeah, give him a follow, give him a sub on the YouTube. He's almost at 100,000, man. I'm really rooting for him to get there because that's a big accomplishment. It really is. And he's been putting his time in with Destiny content over the years. All right, here we go. 3, 2. All right, up next is Zombie Pops. What topic you going to bring to the table this week, Todd?
So how hardware can make a difference in gaming. Monitors versus TVs, mouse and keyboard versus controllers. And is there a point where it becomes pay to win? Like whoever spends the most money on the best gaming rig is always going to win. So I mean, so monitors, in my personal experience, are way snappier, more. They have faster refresh rates and stuff, so you get almost instant visual feedback from what's going on. Right. They do typically run smaller, but you're typically sitting up against them. TVs, it's more of a living room kind of, sitting on the couch, lounging. Mm-hmm. More of an entertainment, I guess, less competitive feel to those. Personally, right. That's kind of what I feel like is the main differences in them. And those, as far as like mouse and keyboard and other paraphernalia, I guess you could say. I know there's people who use mouse and keyboard that are absolute killers with it. Whereas us older people tend to stick with controllers from consoles and stuff. Obviously, you can't use mouse and keyboard on, at least on Xbox. I don't know about PlayStations. So I don't know if that affects it differently. If you're able to play different without using the mouse and keyboard on a console. And like I believe Kingsley was talking about it a couple weeks ago, maybe getting a different type of controller because of his arthritis. Maybe helping out, obviously, for physical disabilities, people would need different things. Would they lose out on a competitive edge if they used a controller opposed to a mouse and keyboard, though? So just kind of wanting your guys' thoughts on some of that.
I got plenty of thoughts. You want to?
Yeah. Do we mind giving all of our general setups? Because some people are even asking in the chat, and not everyone may know how we play. So if you can go first, Zombie.
Yep.
I don't know what my monitor is. It'll take me a minute.
I mean, you don't have to give exact specs, but just generally, you do PC on monitor, right? And stuff like that.
4K? Is it
1440? Yeah, PC monitor. I think it's.
Do you know the resolution? 1440 size.
30 inches or so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nice. I think it's 30 inches. It's a curved display.
Oh, curved.
I need another one because,
nice.
It's an Acer. It was on sale on Newegg. So,
and then keyboard or
I think it makes for you. Usually I use controller. Obviously playing
on Xbox
and swapping back and forth between the PC and the Xbox. Using Xbox controller is just really handy. There are some games I do play on the PC where I have to do mouse and keyboard, and I'm just terrible at those. But
I play
What's
on
your
a
setup, Todd?
I play on a 30-inch. I got 4 monitors right now. 2 of them are 1080p, just regular 60 hertz monitors for my text camera stuff.
What's your gaming setup?
Gaming setup is I'm using a 4K 30-inch 120 hertz refresh rate. I really don't. My old eyes, I don't really need any more than 120. I've got a 4080.
You can't get more than 120 on 4K, at least not realistically.
Yeah, exactly. I got I'm using a 4080 graphics card, and I can play pretty much anything. I mean, Borderlands make this thing sing. I'm Borderlands 4. Every time I play that game,
I'm using a 4060 in it.
Yeah. It's singing, man.
It's not just Borderlands.
But I play Destiny. I hardly hear it. That's why I stream Destiny a lot on my PC because it doesn't really work the PC. Anyway, but that's what I'm
Destiny
using.
Destiny has pretty low-end graphics requirements compared to most games.
I'm using, if it's not obvious, I've been using PS5 controllers. They're so much better. Just stock controllers, no paddles or anything. I do have a modded one, but I hardly use it because it just doesn't feel right in my hand. But I'm old school. Ever since they
use the Elite, you can see it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they have the smaller paddles. I like that. That's what I got. That's what I got on mine. Yeah. Mine's not the Scuff. It's the other brand. I can't even remember what it's here. Just so much.
Doesn't really matter the brand, but
I don't know what this. I don't know what this brand is. It's got the little. It's the very. This is the very first modded controller that came out, for PS5. This was before the Scuffs came out, and it's a great controller. I love the paddles are really nice, short stroke paddles. Even the trigger buttons are short throws. They're I don't know. They're much better, but yeah, I pretty much use a stock controller. That's all I want. And that's all I'm used to playing. I'm old school. I've been using a DualSense controller ever since, PS1 came out. So that's what I'm used to playing with. And Kingsley, we know you talked about trying mouse and keyboard because of your arthritis problems that you're having, maybe
Mm-hmm.
controllers aren't the way to go anymore. What's your setup, man?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm still mostly a controller, but yeah, my setup is a 27 inch. I upgraded to a 4K monitor recently. It's 120 hertz, of course, because you got to go with that. I still do a lot of 1440 gaming because unless you have the best graphics card in the world,
Yeah.
some games are almost impossible to play at high refresh rates on 4K, but 1440 still looks really good.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I'm controller, and I love controller because I never really started on mouse and keyboard, even as a kid playing games. I mean, before PC games even were really that much other than text based, even Nintendo had controllers, the original NES and everything. So,
Yeah.
um, I have been considering a little more mouse and keyboard or a modded controller. Uh, Luckily, a thumb issue that I had seems to be getting a little bit better, where it may not be arthritis in the thumb yet. I definitely have arthritis in my pointer fingers. So time is still to be seen on that, but it definitely varies. But as far as my set, and so it's interesting. We're all, I mean, and we obviously probably, like, I have a PlayStation, also Todd has a PlayStation, zombie console stuff too. But like,
Yep.
my main setup is a PC. So we do have. I know we'll get to answering questions for zombie.
Hmm.
Does it feel like an advantage? Um, but we do have the setup that would be the advantage. So I don't know if you would want to answer that first, Todd, or want me to.
As far as what?
Oh, zombies' thoughts on?
Oh,
Do
Yeah.
you
yeah,
think?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sorry, whatever you want to say. I could just go if you're not
You go
sure
ahead.
how to.
You go ahead. I got a story I want to
Yeah.
share on that. But yeah, go ahead, man.
Yeah, I think it's a great article, because it's important for people to know. There's kind of two questions here I see, as far as like, one, is it pay to win, like you said, or the other question is it even worth why a monitor is better just personally than a TV? And I'm a huge proponent of playing on PC. There's nothing wrong with console gaming. Sometimes when I talk to people, they're like, "But I got a 70-inch screen TV." I'm like, "Yeah, but you're still
Yeah.
sitting like 30 feet away from it." Like, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter how big your TV is. What matters more is how close you are to a TV or a monitor. Now, monitors are better, but even if you have like a 30-inch TV on a desk and you're sitting and playing, you're still going to perform better, in my opinion, because your eyes can notice things better when you're that close. I noticed a huge improvement of me playing games when I switched from just PS5 on a couch or whatever to a TV to sitting on my desk with a monitor. And even when I play my PS5 now, it also is hooked right here on my desk to
Mhm.
a monitor. Just because, yes, it's not like a lazy boy where I can kick back and put my feet up, but
I can.
if you're a real gamer
I
and
got
if
a
you have
pad
the
in here.
ability to get a PC, you know, you'll notice the difference when you
I got a
switch to
footrest.
a PC and a monitor. Yeah. Um, so I think personally it's well worth running a monitor, and
Yes.
and you can even run a controller on PC, and that's even a million times better than controller on a console.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's an interesting term. I get into technicalities. I wouldn't really call it pay to win, because most people think of pay to win like a game is getting you to buy something to have an advantage. So this is more just a personal decision. Yes, it is true that people can have perform better. What I say is the skill ceiling is higher if you play on a monitor and a PC, and if you play on
Yeah.
mouse and keyboard. So yeah, if you pay more, you will do better, but that's a personal choice. It's not like, at least it's not the developer getting you to buy stuff, which is a little more scummy, right? Um, so I don't love the word pay to win, but it is very true that you can do better. Now, I want to say one last thing, because I know a lot about the technical details here. I think 120 is the perfect sweet spot. Once you get over 120 refresh rate FPS, it drops off precipitously. But then you're like, well, why are these people? They go like the 500 refresh rates, and they do good. They want that for competitive. Well, there's still, even though our eyes can't notice it as much when you get to those super high refresh rates,
Mhm.
it actually still helps your input lag go down, because what happens is, I forget all the technical details, but if the refresh rate's super high, even if your eyes aren't noticing it, it helps with the input lag, so you can still do better and perform better that way. So it is an interesting thing. If we're just talking about exploration, visual games, things like that, 120 is that sweet spot. But if you really want to be competitive, you go mouse and keyboard, you go like a 200 or higher refresh rate monitor, you do all these things because you want to have that competitive advantage. And everyone knows people are going into that knowing, like, at least I hope people know, like, if you're going to be doing these crazy first person shooter games, it's kind of known that you can pay for an advantage. You're not paying through the game maker, but you're paying through overall bigger things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love monitor and PC. I would never go back.
Yeah.
It's funny. My buddy Warcry, he still plays on a gigantic TV in his living room. And the thing of the problem with the TV,
It's fun. It's relaxing.
it's very relaxing, and it's what's
Yeah.
funny is a lot more. I found this fact out today. A lot more people are watching YouTube on TVs now, including myself. If I'm scouring YouTube in the morning, and I'll have it on while I'm making breakfast. I have a pass through kitchen into my living room where I can see through the big screen. I got like a 72 or something, so I can actually watch YouTube videos while I'm making breakfast. It's really nice. But I had a buddy of mine back in the Battlefield days. I go back all the way to Battlefield 3, and he just kept owning people. And his name was Rambo the Man. I mean, makes sense, right? And he's always running around with an MP4, just mowing people down. I'm like, dude, how are you? Give me your setup, man. What are you using? He goes, well, I play on a monitor. I'm like, what do you mean you're playing on a computer monitor? See, back then it was all about you had the tube monitors back. Okay, it goes back a ways until the flat screen monitors were more popular. You had these big, bulky tube monitors like TVs, and they were deep and heavy, and
Mhm.
the RGB monitors,
RGs.
of the old days.
Mhm.
And he said, yeah, man. The thing, and he's explained it to me like this. He goes, your eyes take so much more time on a regular TV to cross and find your target and then aim and shoot your target. And of course I'm playing competitive, PvP games, that's Battlefield 3 and stuff. It's all fast paced and stuff. So that your aim, how quickly you can see your enemy and how quickly you can get it and aim down sights on them. That's really the key. I mean, that's how all these streamers do it on Call of Duty. They're all playing on monitors. Now, whether you're playing on a controller or mouse and keyboard, there's pluses and minuses to both of that, and I'll explain in a minute. But the main thing is a monitor condenses everything into such an easier to see image, and if you have good peripheral vision, you can see everything on a monitor much easier than you could if it was all splayed out on a TV. A TV will spread it. It's like if you ever hit you ever hit that option to stretch the screen on whenever you're doing any kind of graphics or something? That's what a TV does. It stretches the image out. And because it stretches the image out, your eyes have to follow more and your eyes are working harder. And the bigger the TV, for me at least, it's too much going on. It's too much for me to follow. I mean, my head would literally be just doing this. But if I'm playing on a nice 30-inch monitor like I am right now, and I usually want to sit about 3 feet away from it, 2 to 3 feet. If I'm into trials, and I'm more like 2 feet away like this, that's why they call you leaning in playing, getting really sweaty.
Walking in.
But ever since, my KD was about, in Battlefield, I think it was at like 167 or something. Once I got a monitor, it immediately almost shot up to like 185 just from using a monitor. So in that respect, I think it is pay to win. If for instance, people who are still playing on PS4s that only had a 80 FOV or 8064 or whatever it was stock on those versus my PS5 where I basically had a 105 frame of view FOV, it was so much easier to see everything quicker. And that's what a monitor does. It puts everything, it condenses it on one image where I don't know what it is, but you can see so much faster. And obviously the refresh rates on TV.
Refresh rate.
Yeah, and the refresh rates on TVs are typically 60 hertz. And that's where a monitor you can go to 120, 165. I mean, you can really go crazy on refresh rates, but I don't think anything past 120 is not going to be worth it for me. But now controller, mouse, and keyboard. mouse and keyboard. That's why Kingsley's thinking about learning mouse and keyboard. I think the skill ceiling on mouse and keyboard is much higher than a controller. I think there's a certain ceiling you hit when you use a controller, because I don't care if you have your sensitivity on your sticks like at 100. Your thumbs still have to do a lot of the motions, and our thumbs just aren't as agile as grabbing a mouse and whipping it with your whole wrist to lock in on a target and stuff. I don't play on mouse and keyboard. I've never been a mouse and keyboard player. I was not one of the early adopters of PC games back in the day. I stuck to consoles for the longest time, and if I tried to learn mouse and keyboard these days, it would just be a train wreck. And I'm sure I could get good at it, but I have tendonitis in my shoulder and stuff, and I could just see myself leaning over and working my shoulder, being too tight in this area and stuff. And I'm like, you know what? I'm comfortable using a controller. And yes, you can buy controllers that have paddles that, will help like your issues, Kingsley, where maybe you don't want to use the triggers and maybe you want to use something underneath where you can use a different part of your fingers or something that's not as repetitive, or maybe using a different motion. But for me, I've just honed in on using just a stock PS5 controller. I don't rely on any paddles or anything. And if I have a bunch of extra paddles, they just feel like they're in the way. I tend to grip my controller very tight too. It's the reason why I love the new PS5 DualSense, because it's a little bit bigger than the PS4 and it feels more natural in my hand. It's about the size of an Xbox controller now. So as far as pay to play,
these are so not in the way, people. Look, it's just two small things. This is the official PlayStation.
I'm just saying, I have the small paddles on my Hex Gaming one too, but it's just something about it. Every time I'm squeezing,
get the Sony one.
I'm squeezing my controller to shoot or something, I end up hitting the paddles accidentally. It's just something I have to learn, I guess. But for me, man, I'm telling you, stock PS5 controllers, no paddles, nothing. I have no problem with this. Other than I tend to wear out the R3s from sprinting, but that's why I have 3 of them. Get them on sale. You just buy them.
That's why you have 3, or you could just do your R3 in the back right there.
You could
see
do
how
that.
Small that button is.
I know you can do that as well. It's just something else I have to learn, and I'm just old school. I'm an old dog, and I just don't want to learn new tricks. I just want to play my game, and that's probably the main reason why I don't try a lot of new games, because I'm used to the certain controller settings.
Oh, we know it's all good.
Anyway, I won't go down that hill. I won't go down that road, but
it is what it is.
Yeah. So I mean, that was a story I wanted to share, because it's the kind of thing where I was having the hardest time as I was getting older, and this was in my 30s, of course. Now I'm not in my 30s anymore. And it was having a hard time keeping track of targets and first-person shooter games, and with a monitor, I'm telling you, I think you'll raise your KD 0.2 just on your KD alone, being able to size up targets and aim down the sights faster, and being able to center in on your targets better. I think it is pay to win. Versus people who just play on TVs. But Warcry swears by his 70-inch TV, plays Crucible on it every week. But what are you gonna do? So that's all input I had on it. Anything else you guys want to add?
I love the topic because it's techie, it's gaming, it's everything that I love to talk about. So I was super happy to hear Zombie bring this one up.
Yeah. Anything else? Any final parting words there, Zombie, on your topic?
No, not really.
Okay.
I used to use a 70-inch TV too.
I used to also. I mean, playing Rock Band
if you're
on
sitting
it.
10 feet away, sure, but
playing Rock Band on it is fantastic. But once the Rock Band games began to lag with the new refresh rates on TVs, I couldn't play it anymore. The things weren't lining up. I tried to
even Rock Band.
No, I swear I tried to calibrate it so many times, and I just could not get it to match up. So that's why Rock Band games went away from me. But man, what a fun game! What a fun game! And now I do it on my headset. I do it on my Oculus now. Beat Saber, baby. Beat Saber on my Oculus. That's the way to play the new Rock Band. So it's a lot of fun. All I have to do is just slash stuff. It's so much fun. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, Todd. I appreciate it, Zombie. And before we get into my topic tonight, we do need to go over This Week in Destiny. Be right back.
No, we don't.
Well, we're going to go over it quickly. It's not a huge twab. I know we don't need to, but it is a Destiny podcast, so I want to at least
How
mention it.
about you added it after the fact?
I'll go really quick. It'll be fine. I'll go really quick. What's up, Rich?
Yeah,
How you
don't
doing,
skip
man?
over the one piece of new information.
Yeah, I
Be sure
will.
not to skip over that part.
I'll definitely go over that. You love your HyperX controller. I do play different games. I'm playing Battlefield 6. I'm going to play Arc Raiders when it comes out because that game is just gorgeous.
So in most people's minds, what's the definition of played? Is it more than 5 or 10 hours? Because if
Dude,
that's the case,
I'm creating content. I don't have the time I used to, so I play whatever I'm in the mood to play for the night, and sometimes it's not solo ops. It's not solo ops, and I'll jump in and play, some Battlefield 6 or
What do you think, Rich? What's the definition of playing a game? At least 5 or 10 hours? At least?
Yeah, I do want to reiterate that. Kingsley, that was a good point, Kingsley. Check out the Prime Days and the Black Friday or Cyber Monday. You can get some really good deals on 120 hertz.
I love it.
Monitors.
And this monitor is still only on Amazon like 100 or 280 right now, which is still a steal for what it is.
They're coming down. They're coming down in price.
Look into that.
Yeah.
Because face it, before we know it, it's going to be all about 8K. Before you know it, it's all about 8K.
Not for gaming. You would need a freaking plasma video graphics card to do an 8K monitor for gaming, but run on nuclear freaking power. But maybe someday. But
I don't know.
Isn't that what the 5090s do?
Well,
Maybe
they don't do 8K. Not for gaming.
I don't know.
Maybe 8K for desktop.
That's the problem, man. I just got a 4K TV. The problem is nothing is on 4K. There's only like a handful of channels that actually broadcast on 4K. So what good's a 4K?
Yeah, this is more for
like live sports.
And again, it depends on the game. Like I'll tell you too, and I don't know if we want to add this in later, it doesn't matter, but Outer Worlds 2 is another example. It's a brand new game and it's medium to upper needs, and I tried it on 4K first. And I can run it on 4K just barely if I do when I say barely, I'm getting about 60 to 70 frames per second on high settings. And people be like, oh, that's great, actually. That is pretty good, actually, for 4K. But that was in the first zone. Then I got to the open world zone, and then it started dropping to about 40 to 50 on 4K.
Right.
And I have a 7800 Radeon, which is it's about the same as like a 4070 Super or something, maybe not quite that high.
Yeah.
And so it kind of shows you that it's hard for brand new games to run in 4K still. So nothing wrong with 1440 if you have to drop a game. It is, but not as much. I've said this a few times before. Like I like it. I still try to do 4K if I can, but I'll never be disappointed if I have to drop to 1440. The difference from 1080 to 1440 is night and day.
Yeah.
The 1440 to 4K is just a smaller difference.
A lot of times I'll put mine on 1440 when I'm streaming or when I'm playing on PC for Destiny, because 4K and 1440, you really can't tell much of a difference. And I can always push up my frame rates.
I can a little, for sure.
Yeah.
But it's not as much of a difference.
The 4080 I have will push 4K at 120 frames without really working too hard, especially on a well, an efficient game where it's not making your computer work too hard. But anyway, Outer Worlds is dead due to Amazon. What do you mean, Rich? Outer Worlds 2 just came out, man. Oh, I can tell a difference to 4K. I can tell a difference. Yeah. Amazon's going to be a problem. That's for sure. I'm going to talk about Amazon a little later, by the way. Okay, let's pull up the TWAB. It's a very, very, very brief TWAB this week. Thank goodness.
Yeah, and like Deadpool says, like cable TV never really did 4K anyways. They couldn't fit it, the bandwidth over the cable. You need something like Netflix or Hulu if you want 4K.
Yeah.
It's just upscaled. And that's the thing too. Technically, I think in Outer Worlds, my 4K was a little upscale. It wasn't true 4K.
Yeah.
If you want true 4K on a brand new game, it's not about how well it's optimized. It's about newer games and have higher resources.
Right.
You need like a freaking 5090 or
definitely
90, 80,
I'm telling you, I tried to record some footage on my PS5 and it had a 4K mode and it did not look anything like 4K. It was definitely upscaled. And once you put it into like a
Rich,
video software, it showed its weaknesses very quickly. It was terrible.
I think you meant New World. I actually was
he's talking
talking
about New
about that
World.
earlier.
He's
I don't
talking
know
about
if
New
you
World.
caught but not Outer Worlds. Outer
Yeah.
Worlds is by Obsidian and Microsoft.
It just came out. It's a brand new game. Outer Worlds 2 is.
Yeah.
Which I will be buying soon. Yeah, that's the problem, Deadpool.
Oh, yeah, but
No
playing,
cable
just-
TVs are 4K.
that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, they're upscaled. And it's funny, I have NFL Sunday Ticket because I have like 3 fantasy football leagues, 2 which are pretty good money makers. And it's a kind of thing where it'll be blacked out on YouTube or YouTube TV. I'll have to watch it on the local network, like a Dolphins game or a Jags or a Buccaneers game. And if it's CBS, it's freaking 720, man. 720. How do you watch a football game in 720 these days? It's just nuts, man. It's just nuts. Anyway, okay. Let's get to it. Here we go. All right. 3, 2. All right. This week in Destiny for October 30th, 2025. This week in Destiny, we are collecting candy like there's no tomorrow and buying cool things with it. I wonder what Eva Levante wants with so much candy. Anyway, let's jump into today's topics. And we're not going to talk about much of this because it talks about week 2 of Festival of the Lost, the Festival of the Lost Fashion Week. They have a bunch of pictures of different submissions for Fashion Week and or Festival of the Lost Creation 2025. And this is an audio podcast, so we're not going to worry about that part. But I will say this, on Tuesday, they did fix 2 of the soft locking issues that were affecting the Haunted Altars of Sorrow. Check out update 9.1.5.3 for more information on that. And last week we did announce that they're extending Festival of Lost for 1 more week. So as of this recording, we have 2 more weeks, 1 more week. Yeah. November 11th or something like that.
Depends on what you count for the episode when it comes out is about 1 more week.
Yeah, you'll get 1 more week if this comes out on a Monday on an audio podcast. So yeah, 1 more week we'll have. So you have another week left to collect your candy. And I've just been collecting candy, and I run altars a little bit, but I've been collecting candy and just turning in those engrams, man. You get some tier 5 stuff all day long in there if you're at the light level I'm at. Anyway, there's plenty of time if you're looking to get that Ghost Rider title or guild it 1 more time. Focus on getting your daily and weekly challenges complete. Get as much candy as you can and expend it all when you visit Eva Levante in the tower. Don't miss the opportunity to focus some exotics with your preferred stat split. And by the way, just an FYI here, you get about 400 to 500 pieces of candy in a solo ops grandmaster level, just so you know, give you an idea of how quickly you can farm it. The Festival of the Lost sale continues. I was just on the Bungie store last night because Ronan sent a question into the show, and I said, oh, that reminded me I needed to go get some merch. So they have a really good Halloween emblem you get here whenever you buy anything from the Bungie store. And they got a pretty good sale going on right now, really slashing some prices in there. The only problem is a lot of the t-shirts I was trying to find, a lot of the sizes that I fit in are sold out. But there's a few things in there still, but I did get a couple new t-shirts. I'll wear them on the show once I get them here. But there is an emblem you can get, which is pretty nice, pretty scary little emblem. Anyway, we're going to fast forward through the Fashion Week, Bungie.net for this week's, this week in Destiny. If you want to see, I mean, the art is fantastic. I'll give you that, but we're just going to get to the nitty gritty here. And that is the progression changes. They did do an update on the progression changes, progression improvements, I should say, in the latest patch. Said when we first launched the Edge of Fate, a core piece of feedback we received about gaining power, and we heard you. It felt like it slowed down too much once you got to a higher power level, and ways to efficiently level up your power began to feel tedious and unengaging. Yeah, it did. While our initial efforts marginally increased the rate of progression at higher power levels, they clearly fell short in making the substantial impact that was needed. With this in mind, our focus when addressing this feedback in 9.1.5.1 centered around making a much stronger impact on power progression. In addition to the TechSec supply drop chest, which, by the way, if you go to the tower right now to the Zavala, there's a chest there waiting for you that immediately puts you to 300 power. So if you haven't done that yet, you might as well just grab it. It's free 300 power, and you get all kinds of cool armor and weapons. The rate of power gained per hour of play has more than doubled for players above 300 power, as seen in the chart below. We will keep a close eye on the power progression and how the player experience feels. It's definitely doubled. I'm looking at the chart here, it definitely doubled. So, okay, jump in there and grind that power, man. It's not going up in Renegade, so I'm really curious how the tier 5s are going to drop for people who got to 550 or 470 or higher going into Renegades. I guess we'll see as we get closer.
It doesn't really matter. And especially also they're deprecating where you can level up a tier 3 to a tier 5 eventually. It's like all the things of earning stuff is just all being given away now.
Yeah.
And cue the people that now say leveling up is going too fast. So
yeah, I can see that. The Destiny 2 cutscene archive update. Want to watch a bunch of cool Destiny 2 cinematics? Our cutscene archive on the YouTube has been recently updated with all the cinematics launched during the year of Final Shape. You can go and rewatch some of the emotional moments we went through in our final battle against the Witness. In case you were a newer player and never experienced some of the story beats of episodes, Echoes, Revenant, or Heresy, you can relive them in video form. Just be warned, they are filled with spoilers. So there's that. Trials of Osiris, as of tonight's recording on Thursday night, the map is Eventide Labs. Featured weapon is the Aurelus Neutralizer, the kinetic spread shot hand cannon. Pass. Bounty for Good starts today. It'll run until this is for the this is the competition that started today. And we don't need to talk about that because it's already over with. Known issues, player support report, anything in there we need to know about Kingsley, anything of value we need to mention? Just a bunch of fixes on the altars, and pretty much that's it. So yeah, if you want to get the exact amount and the exact things they fixed, Bungie.net, and look at this week's blog from Bungie and they'll spell it out for you. Artist of the Week, that's a cool looking quilt. Yeah, quilt. And there's a Trio Verity movie of the week. Another week, another TWID in the books. Let's go back to Festival of Lost and earn some extra rewards. As a sneak peek into more immediate future, next week we have a sandbox preview with some of the changes coming with Renegades. Our next expansion is coming very soon, so it's time to start unveiling more about it. Destiny December 2nd is almost here. Man, it is going to fly by. We're 5 weeks away, guys. It's a little bit over a month away. So, yeah, it's going to be crazy. All right. Thank you, Destiny 2 community team. We'll get into my topic right after this. Good deal. All right. I can go back to our main screen here. All right. We can get rid of the TWAB. Man, I love it when there's short TWABs on Roundtable days. That's right. That's right. Arc Raiders did come out today. Man, a lot of stuff came out. Didn't Outer Worlds 2 just come out today, Kingsley?
Oh, we were just talking about this on the show. You don't remember?
I'm looking at chat, man. I can't hear everything everybody's saying.
It came out yesterday, unless you had like the Super Deluxe edition that you bought.
That's right.
But I have it on Xbox PC Game Pass. The PC.
Oh, I forgot it was
whatever the hell they call it. You know what I mean? Yeah. But
actually, California Double G. I actually, it already pre-downloaded on my PS5.
That doesn't stand for California.
He said it didn't stand for California.
Well, until he tells us, I guess I'll just call him CA Double G. So CAG, is that your last name? CAG? That must be it.
Hey, Gator, are you having a stroke right now? Are you okay?
I give up.
Count from 10 to 0 backwards.
I give up. Okay.
Do you smell burnt toast?
Hey, you could be worse. You could put 1 and 0s in your name. That's hard to spell. Okay.
Who does that?
I don't know what fool would do something like that.
Only cool people do that.
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get into my topic here. Right.
You don't remember the 90s?
I guess. I was putting that in the I was making your player card today. I was like, okay, how's he spell this again? 1, okay, 0, okay, yeah, okay, I got it. Yeah.
I still remember the first time I asked a question in the Discord, and you ended up screwing up my name.
So what I
Called me
I think I
Zombie
called you
Ops or
Zombie
something.
Op. I think I called you Zombie
Yeah.
Ops for the longest time. You're like, dude, there's a P there. It's Zombie Pops.
That's it.
Zombie Pops. Okay, let me pull my article up here. I want to make sure this is a hilarious article. So much fun. Good times. Good times.
Yep.
Right.
It kind of goes with that 50 years of experience.
Which
episode
one?
you had the other day?
The one on AI.
The one with AI.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I actually tie that in on my topic too. Well, I wanted to get there was another one. Hold on a second. Yes, that. Yes, that's the one I want. I got a special bonus topic that I think everybody will get a kick out of.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's well, you'll see. Okay.
Then let's get rolling.
All right. Sorry. Just making sure I got everything lined up here. I'm looking at my camera here. My daughter and my wife are walking out to the car. I'm like Squirrel City here, man. I'm just like squirrel. All right, let's go.
While you were talking about the Halloween candy in the game, I was eating candy.
No, I wanted to buy some of those.
Turkey.
I wanted to buy some of the Brock's. I wanted to buy some of the Brock's pumpkins. They had a bag of them, just a basic bag at the grocery store. Dude, they were $6.99.
Ever.
$6.99. I'm like, no, I ain't that hungry. I'm not.
No Werther's?
No Werther's. No. I have some Werther's down there somewhere. I think I got the sugar-free ones. Anyway. Okay. All right. Okay. Here we go. 3, 2. All right. For the next topic, I have an interesting story that I ran across, and I want to share it with you guys this week. You know, I've mentioned in previous Roundtable episodes that I believe that AI will streamline game development, especially in the roles of coding, repetitive tasks, and other things that can free up more time for the actual human developer to do more creative work. Well, apparently one company has already been doing that. And of course it's EA, which just got acquired, by the way, via a leveraged buyout from an investment group, which includes the Saudi Arabian government. So, which is crazy. But I want to share the article here real quick. Okay. It's just so funny. Okay. EA's attempt to use AI for game development backfiring horribly. The video game industry is hell-bent on harnessing the power of generative AI to boost productivity and dream up virtual worlds, while also cutting cost, of course. According to the recent Google Cloud survey, 87% of video game developers said they are using AI to automate and streamline tasks. A notable figure in considering the industry has seen massive layoffs as the costs rise and demand weakens following the major COVID era growth, which I mentioned earlier. However, as staffers at major video game developer Electronic Arts, which is behind some of the biggest franchises in the industry, from The Sims to Battlefield, they told Business Insider their employers' attempts to shoehorn AI into everyday tasks are seriously backfiring. Some staffers told the outlet that the AI tools they're encouraged to use produce flawed code, among other hallucinations that need to be addressed. In other words, the tech may be creating more work, not less, which doesn't bode well for an industry that's already infamous for its crunch culture and high turnover rate. Other staff are even more apprehensive, saying they're being forced to dig their own graves by training AI programs to do their work. One former senior quality assurance design employee told Business Insider that he suspects the company laid him off this spring because AI was able to at least partially do his job of summarizing feedback from playtesters. Workers are getting increasingly fed up with being roped into their boss's all-in approach to AI, culminating in employees openly mocking them on Slack. One meme seen by Business Insider poked fun at CEOs for wanting AI right now, despite not knowing even what to do with it. The trend also highlights the rift between the extremely high usage of AI among CEOs compared to the much lower rates among employees. According to a recent survey by HR company Dayforce, a whopping 87% of executives said they use AI daily, compared with just 27% of the workers. It's a problem when the dogs won't eat the dog food. That's a great saying. TD Cowen analyst Doug Kreutz told Business Insider, workers at Electronic Arts are being put through multiple AI training courses and are encouraged to view the tech as a thought partner. According to internal documents seen by Business Insider, they're even being advised on how to use chatbots to learn how to deal with underperforming direct reports. AI is, in its different forms, has always been central to this creative journey. We all remember playing against AI, and it has evolved into today's innovations in generative AI. That's what the Andrew Wilson, the CEO of AI of EA, said last year. He also says this remarkable technology is not merely a buzzword for us, he added. It's the very core of our business. If that doesn't scare the hell out of you, I don't know what will. The very core of our business is based on AI. That is scary. But despite its outwardly positive approach to the tech, the firm appears to be aware of the risk of overinvesting in it as well. Electronic Arts admitted that the use of AI might present social and ethical issues that, if not managed appropriately, may result in legal and reputational harm, cause consumers to lose confidence in our business and brands, and negatively impact our financial and operating results. In other words, they're not going to make as much money. In other words, while video game companies continue to double down, players may be less enthusiastic about the prospect of playing AI-first games, as evidenced by badly received product demos, such as a leaked footage of an AI prototype of the protagonist in the game Horizon Zero Dawn, which was mocked for being out of touch and creepy. And it's not only players who are fed up. Many of the video game developers are also resisting AI. That's especially true for jobs that are by design intended to foster a more human connection between the game and the player. Where work is highly personalized, identity-laden, or creative, employees want a human in the loop. MIT Sloan School of Management, Jackson Liu told BI. So I had to talk about this tonight because I know I've mentioned it in past shows that I really believe that AI is going to streamline. I think Rich even mentioned it in the chat that the big AAA studios won't be, because of AI. I think a lot of smaller studios basically are going to be able to do great things that the AAA studios usually had to have a lot of manpower to do. So as we just heard, AI isn't quite ready for the task, but my question is, will it ever be? I think that the allure of generative AI has hypnotized some CEOs into thinking that they can just plug in generative AI and it will run their companies entirely while eliminating all their costs, all their human capital in the form of massive layoffs. Where I think that these CEOs will falter is when they snap out of this AI romance and realize that it not only will create more problems, but there won't be anyone around to help fix them. When I stated this in my prediction that generative AI will streamline game development, I didn't mean by replacing that talented human intuition and creativity, but merely by relegating the busy work of daily life that humans normally clog up half their day with and use AI programs or software instead. Microsoft is going through this as well. And currently Amazon has laid off 30,000 of its corporate workforce that runs AWS. You know, that internet provider that runs half of the world's internet services. It's scary that that's being run. A lot of it's going to be run by AI. I mean, I just released a 50 years experience required episode surrounding the topic. And if you haven't yet, I encourage you to check out that episode. I'll put the link in the show notes if you're interested in listening to it. But what these giant corporations might not understand is that we will still always need humans side by side with generative AI. AI cannot artificially generate human intuition or reasoning, and of course, creative problem solving. And also remember that your company is in service to humans. And if you're not connecting with your customers, what good is your product or service going to be? I don't know. But I think AI, like I did with ATMs, you remember, well, you may not remember, but they were everywhere before the new millennia. And many were fearful that they were going to replace bank tellers. You know, but what actually happened is that it made operations so much cheaper at these branches. The banks were able to build more branches that could reach even more people. And the once human bank tellers could now be used to serve more customer face-to-face problems and maybe even sell things like loans. Some things ATMs could never do. And yes, I do realize with the advent of banking apps that physical branches are not needed as much, but you get my point. Businesses that use human interaction will always be the leaders in their industry. But that's just my opinion. What do you guys think of all this stuff? What
Are
do
you
guys
saying
think?
you regret your
I'm not regretting it.
your prediction that-
No. I know. Let me clarify. AI is going to do the menial task, like repetitive coding, or repetitive task that I mean, I use AI to help even edit the podcast. I used to be able to have to adjust levels and get the background noise out and stuff. Now I just plug the file into an AI program. I pay a monthly fee for it, thanks to our Patreons community. But I pay a monthly fee for this, and it literally spits out a file that's pristine. Sound levels are all even. Everybody's voice sounds good. That's what AI is going to save time. That program alone saved me 3 hours a week in editing. So that's what I mean by the gaming studios are not going to be bogged down with. I mean, everybody knows how the office works. You spend half your day doing filing or menial stuff that you have to do while doing your overall role, your overall job at that corporation. That's where AI is going to really streamline things and make your day go by faster, where you'll have more free time in your work hours to actually do the job that you were hired to do and not just push paper. That's what I mean by AI is going to improve game development down the road. That's my opinion. I'm curious to see where you guys come out with this.
Obviously, I think it's a much more complicated conversation. I have a lot of experience with this too, with working with a lot of customers, and
I want to hear this.
Took some notes here.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. I think even for the example you gave of the menial tasks, I don't even know if AI is going to be doing great on that. So
Really?
I'm going to have more of the prediction that it's going to mostly fizzle off. I think it's mostly going to be just certain people using it for very specific, like some design, and I mean like graphical design, some coding, but not, see, game development isn't menial stuff. There's a lot of variability there. So I don't think it's going to be great in game development. And then, of course, writing, like a lot of people use it for like rewriting stuff, make your documents sound better and stuff.
Sure.
Here's what's happening when you talk about the, I definitely think there's going to be a bubble, and we're already starting to hit that a little bit. But it's more complex than you even mentioned, because here's what I know. The Microsoft layoffs actually can't be attributed directly to AI. That's the excuse they want to use.
Right.
But they were going to cut jobs no matter what. And sure, that may give them more money to build into AI, but they aren't cutting the jobs yet because of AI. When I did some more research on that, you're going to hear this from a lot of companies, because they want to throw an excuse on something. And it's not that AI is not doing well. I think two things can be true at the same time that are separate things. Yeah, AI is not going to do as good as they think it does, and they're going to cut jobs and use AI as the excuse. You know what I mean? So the execs would love to have an excuse to lay it on something.
Yeah, but what's that mean, though, man?
Yeah.
What's that mean when they lay off all this talented people and the AI fails miserably? They're going to hire them back?
Yeah. Well, we have more of a recession. They hire them back eventually. Who knows? But
okay. All right.
It's just greedy companies, but we'll see what happens. But
with your graphic.
When you're talking about the execs using it more than the regular employees, I know that very, very well, doing IT stuff for a lot of companies. It's a little more complex, the reason why. I mean, a lot of it is because AI is expensive, man. And I don't even know how much these companies are saving. They've been wasting so much money on AI. Only the execs can afford it at first. They don't want to push it down to all the employees. I can't tell you how many customers I have. They're like, let's buy the AI licenses and Copilot only for the execs. But no, we can't push it down to the normal employees yet because it's really expensive.
Wow.
That's one reason.
Okay.
Or another reason why execs use it more than regular employees is because, let's say it was a company that did push it down to the normal employees. Well, then yes, your example in the article is perfect sense, because the employees don't want to use it because they feel like they're digging their own grave, right? They feel like, and that part's definitely true potentially. Um, and then so you got to find a way to show your value, no matter if you're using AI or not, and then show that to your managers and the people above you. Because if you can still show your value, it doesn't matter what's happening. Even if like a department gets laid off, but you were doing really cool things and
Right.
always having side conversations with your boss, you could be like, hey, sneak me in somewhere else. It's possible. You could still have your job.
Right.
So that's that. And then let me see if I had any other notes. Oh yeah, Microsoft layoffs, not entirely from AI. Execs using it more, that's why. And what AI will do, we're definitely going to be hitting the bubble here. It's so true that it's being overused, and I think we will know within the next 1 to 5 years. It may go as fast as 1 year. We'll kind of see where it settles down to, and how AI is going to be used. And I gave some of the examples that I think it'll be used in, but we'll have some job losses because they'll want to blame it on that. Some other people will actually get fired because of legit reasons of AI replacing them. But then I think the market will correct and things will get better. I'm not so convinced it's the best thing in gaming studios for much anything. I think AI has its place more in scientific research, creating design, writing documents, things like that. It's better almost for lawyers than game studios. So, yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, it makes sense because the executives don't want to spend it on, and I would think also, Kingsley, that the executives do more clerical type work, in their
Yes.
job,
So
versus you have a more
Deadpool.
precise job, more if you drain it down to the employee level. I have a feeling you have more specialized skills that the AI would have to
yes,
learn.
and it is good for that admin work or like writing up
Right.
documents. Deadpool confirms it too. The
Yeah.
higher ups at his
Yeah.
company use AI for everything.
Right.
They want to. Why not? The executives, they're going to push on themselves first because they have the money and they know their jobs are safe because they're
Right.
the top people in the company.
Right.
So why not? They're going to use AI for writing their documents even better and looking all high and mighty to the other execs and things like that. So of course they're going to use it and say it's cool, but the smart execs, I think, are starting to barely realize, hopefully today, that it's not where the world is going as much as everyone thinks it is.
That's good. That's good insight. I'm glad you added some notes on that because I was curious where you guys landed on all this AI stuff. I know I talked about AI podcasting last time in the last roundtable episode, where they're going to produce like 5,000 episodes a day, like just regurgitate these podcasts, these audio podcasts, which is just sounds nuts to me. But what do you think? What do you think, Zombie? What do you think about all this AI stuff, man?
I think it's not as far along as most people are giving it credit. I mean, obviously it's messing up code. I don't know how hard that is.
I'm wondering if the
or how easy
employees
it
are
is to screw it up,
throwing a monkey wrench in there
or
to
if
make it do
they're
that.
intentionally do it.
I don't know.
Yeah. But I mean, like for admin work, I can see, but being like creative, like visuals and storylines, even I don't think it's that far yet. You're still gonna need people to do people jobs, basically like Kingsley was saying,
You almost need,
maybe it's because I don't work with it. I don't know.
Yeah,
So,
we in the pest management industry,
even
we
if
don't use it
AI
a lot.
tries to replace like 5 jobs, you almost need at least 3 or 4 jobs to make the AI work better. So are you really gaining anything? You know what I mean?
Well, it's
Yeah.
like did you see the new driverless semis that Elon Musk just put out?
Yeah.
I think they still need a human in
Yeah.
there to take over in case things don't go good. It don't go right. I think they still need a human to sit next to it.
It's like the Teslas.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you still need to be in there. You still need to be sober legally for all that.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's as advanced as other people are worried about.
You know, I got a question for you guys. This is something it's been bothering me, and I'm really worried. This really worries me about the future, our financial markets. We are so heavily invested in AI, and I know there's an AI race right now between us and China, and whoever else is trying to compete in the AI market. Let's face it, it's the United States and China, and it's like the space race. We're like sparing no expense to make sure we are the first to come out with this new artificial intelligence, right? Or artificial, is it intelligence? I'm trying to think of the word. It's different than
Well,
Yeah.
none
not
of this
AI.
AI. Okay, that's another pet peeve of mine. No one's creating actual AI right now. They're just creating LLM.
Yeah.
They're not
Yes.
doing AGI, which is artificial general intelligence.
Yes.
That's something. That's the movies. That's the scarce
Yes.
movie
Yes.
stuff. But
Yes.
like,
Skynet.
I mean, maybe someone's working on that, but like, that's not what all this is.
Yeah.
That's actually being used in companies.
But here's my question.
It's not like robots working around like being smart and telling the
Exactly.
humans what to do.
I'll-
It's nothing like that at all.
I'll talk about that in a sec, but we are so heavily invested. Our stock market is so heavily invested. In fact, Nvidia is investing in these AI companies, but what they're doing really is they're just swapping the money around. These AI companies, Nvidia is saying, well, if you buy so many of these GPUs from us to run your AI plants, then we'll in turn invest that money that you're spending. You know, it's like artificial. It's like an artificial or ghost income. You know, it's propping everything up to look like we're doing really well. In the economy is thriving with AI.
Artificially inflating it.
Exactly. But here's my thing. I'm really worried that the AI bubble is going to pop, just like the internet bubble popped. Remember that everybody was trying to get in the internet businesses. It was the .com boom, you know? And I mean, but here's the thing. I don't think AI is ever going to leave us. I don't think it's going to go the way of the dodo. I think it'll be something that we use. It'll be like, it's like the internet, right? The internet, you know, the .com boom, even though it failed miserably at a certain point and the bubble finally popped, we still have internet. It's still our way of, I mean, it's revolutionized the way we do things around the world. I mean, we've shrunk the continent. We've shrunk the world because of the internet. I mean, when I can talk to buddies of mine face to face, basically across the pond in the UK, that's something we couldn't think about even doing even in the early 90s. So I think artificial intelligence will always be there for us, but right now it's just a text predictor. And I think that's where it's, you know, or it's imitating our voices with the LLM models and stuff. But I think
Google searches.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's no Google search. It immediately goes to AI. In fact, I don't even go to Google. When I go to Google now, I just go to Copilot. Or what is it? Copilot's Microsoft's version.
It's called Gemini for Google.
Gemini. I just go to AI mode because they're going to it's going to generate your answer through AI anyway. So if anything, search has even been affected by AI, and maybe that's the way it'll be down the road. But the thing about AI is it's not always perfect. And I talked about this a couple shows ago. When AI actually puts out something that's false, but then someone produces an article based on that false answer, AI will loop back around and pile on, and actually, because someone published that record, will actually enhance that's definitely the answer now. So it can create a loop of misinformation really quickly, and that's going to flop. That's going to burn a lot of people. But my biggest fear is that the AI bubble, when it pops, is really going to kill our stock market because we have so much investment. If you remember when I talked about the state of the gaming industry during COVID, it was all about games. It was all about putting all this money, all this investment into these gaming studios, and they've kind of left. It's not the hot thing anymore. Now they've moved over to AI, and I'm just wondering what's going to happen when all these and the PE ratios of all these companies that are doing AI right now just remind me of the .com times when you had PE ratios that were just so out of whack, man. They just didn't even make sense.
you should never be putting money in the stock market on what the hottest thing is today. Then you've already
Yeah.
lost out on the boat. I mean,
Yep.
Warren Buffett said a long time ago, when all my friends tell me put the stocks in this one,
I do it
it's
the
already
opposite.
too late. You should be
Yeah.
doing something
Time,
else. And
time to sell.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, Nvidia is now the world's most valuable company. It reached 5 trillion, the first company to reach 5 trillion, like what you were saying. I think it's still going to go up some. So sure, put some money in right now, but like you should be selling it soon just in case. I'm not saying, okay, so a lot of stock people will be like, no, that's stupid if you're going to do micro things. But when you're talking about like long term, yeah, it's going to, who knows how much, I don't care if the stock market crashes. I'm just going to be shaking my head over here like kind of knew it would happen somewhat.
Well, yeah.
So people, if you invest in stocks, just don't do it all in AI.
You know what I have? I've
Yeah.
invested in, and this isn't from the COVID years. I've invested into gaming developer indexes. It's basically different gaming companies out there that is built into an index and an index where
And how's it doing?
They dipped a little. Obviously, when I mentioned, when the investors started moving on to AI, but I think in the long term, I think the gaming industry is just getting started. I think once we hit that barrier where the next big graphic jump comes, I think when the next big graphic breakthrough comes, and it's just nearly freaking if it's literally photorealistic, we get the next generation of processors and games out there that look like real life, almost like real life simulations. That's when gaming is real. These industries are really going to take off. So I'm in it for the long haul. I'm not in it for the short sale. But no, I was just worried. That was just a question I had, that once this bubble pops, I'm really concerned that it's really going to hit a lot of investors hard. But hey, that's what they do, man. They always invest in the latest, greatest.
That's their fault for investing in that.
I know. Anyway, I have a follow-up story here that I want to talk about, and I'm not even going to stop the clock here. I'm going to just go on to the next story. Speaking of AI, another hilarious story I have for you guys tonight. Let me pull this one up. This is from Futurism. This is by Victor Tengelman. And Amazon reveals smart glasses that effectively turn its delivery drivers into cyborg drones. Can't talk tonight. Amazon is spending copious amounts of money looking for ways to automate labor currently done by human workers. The company is hoping to replace more than 500,000 jobs with robots by 2033. As the New York Times reported this week, the company is currently the United States' second largest employer behind Walmart. And in the meantime, it's looking to make human workers it's stuck with, I love that, with as machine-like as possible. Just look at the company's efforts to enhance its delivery drivers' productivity with new smart glasses that can scan packages and provide turn-by-turn directions on the road. Whether the goal is to make the lives of the already overworked drivers easier or to squeeze every last drop out of them by turning them into dystopian cyborg drones that record their every move is up to debate. In either case, it's unlike anything we've seen in the workplace previously, meaning a lot could be riding on the success or failure of the experiment. The smart glasses, which Reuters first got wind of in November, were officially released this week. The chunky wearables are meant to help delivery associates, they call them DAs, identify hazards, seamlessly navigate to customers' doorsteps, and improve customer deliveries, according to the official announcement. Amazon claims it developed the glasses with the input from hundreds of DA drivers who work for delivery service partners. If there are hazards or a need to navigate complex environments like apartment buildings, the glasses will guide the drivers safely to their destination, the company wrote. Instead of relying on accompanying smartphone for a number of crunching, as in the case with similar offerings from likes of Meta, Amazon's glasses come with a vest that contains a battery and a camera trigger button, because they always got their smartphone out taking a picture of that they dropped the package on your porch. The advent, besides allowing drivers to detect hazards or mistakenly drop packages, the glasses could reignite a heated debate surrounding the tech's glaring privacy implications. The advent of camera-equipped smart glasses has raised concern among privacy advocates as They allow anybody to easily record everything and everyone around them with or without consent. As The Verge points out, Amazon made no mention of this ethical implication of its new smart delivery glasses. To the contrary, the company's continuing doubling down on robotics suggests that the wearables are only a stepping stone until deliveries can be done entirely by robots. Earlier this year, the information reported that the company is developing AI software to allow its robots to operate as package delivery workers, potentially foregoing the need for clunky eyewear altogether. So I was just curious what you guys thought about this, because it kind of made me laugh a little bit. The first thing I'm thinking about is how many of these smart glasses are going to be accidentally dropped out the side door and run over by the delivery trucks. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
These big bulky glasses that they got to wear that follow them everywhere they go. What do you guys think?
It's going to be
first impression is
pile of them
clickbait
about a mile down the road.
It's not robotics for the humans to wear smart glasses until the actual robots are delivering. But anyways, this is very interesting because of all, and again, none of this stuff I call AI. I just call it advancements in technology, but I guess someone wants to call it AI. But anyways, I have two thoughts. I think this is a much smarter idea at first glance than anything that's been done with AI so far, because it does make sense. There's so many benefits that can happen. You don't have to pull out your phone. I mean, if you agree to work for Amazon, and as long as they're not like literally being mean to their employees, which they probably are at times, but whatever, that discussion's different. But you agree to work for Amazon, you have to, you have to take a picture. Why not have it be through your glasses instead? More efficient. It can help you with certain hazards, yada, yada, yada. This seems very, very smart to me, actually. Now, privacy, I can see concerns with, like, they open the door and there's someone who's half naked. Normally it would just be the human seeing that, but now it's recorded through the glasses. So
that's going
now everybody at Amazon.
Yeah, or OnlyFans.
Yeah, well, I mean, so that is a concern. But at first glance, I like this idea. I think it's actually kind of smart.
Okay. I
don't know. What do you guys think?
What do you think, Todd?
From a company standpoint, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I can understand it. I don't think much of the delivery drivers around here, you're lucky if they deliver to the right house. So I don't have much faith in their abilities to do anything outside of their job anyway. So I don't know. I think clickbait title.
Allocate says, if you're answering the door half naked, you are wanting to be seen. Hey, that's a good point. That's a good point. Wear a towel.
I mean, that is true. That is true.
Not
but
wrong.
Still, the bigger issue of privacy. And I'm a proponent of privacy. This is so hard because I like it both ways, and I'm a little bit more on the side of I think this is a cool idea. So I don't know, but I think just on the technical side of it and logistical, it's a way better idea than what everyone's trying to do with AI and the other things in companies right now. Because at least I think you can see more proven, realistic results right away versus this AI for coding and design and everything, and who knows how well it's going to work.
I'm just wondering when we're going to have to start wearing these, Zombie, when we're servicing accounts.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of like body cams for cops.
Yes, it is. That could be good because, that's one thing you got to worry about, man. I mean, I don't know about you, but I always ring the doorbell and knock on the door because I don't want to be shot. I live in Florida. I don't want to sneak around someone's back porch, treating their house, and all of a sudden there's a gun in my face and I'm dead before I can even say, wait. So maybe that's a good protector, I guess.
Even if I have a key to the place or a code for the place, I always knock.
Shout it out too.
Even any closed doors inside the building, always knock on them. Because I've opened too many doors with me sleeping in there that had no idea I was in there. Or they're washing dishes, listening to music, whatever.
And this could protect you because it could prove that you did that.
Yeah.
In case.
It's funny you should say that. A funny story here. I had a customer I used to take care of, and the guy was a little out there. I don't know what was going
You
on
ever
in
see
his
that?
brain, but you know what I'm saying. He's a little out there,
Mhm.
and he
We all
invited
deal
me.
with crazy customers.
He invited me in his house one day. I never been so scared for my life in all my life. He invited me in his house, and he was just talking really weird stuff. And somehow the topic of guns in the house came up. He reaches under his sofa, pulls out a 44 Magnum. I mean, it's a big ass gun, man. And says, "Yeah, man, I got this thing." He's waving it around. I'm like, "Fuck, he could just shoot me right now, and I'd be dead, and no one would even know. No one would even know. Even if I got my phone on me, how am I going to reach for it when I'm dead? 44 Magnum. That's a hell of a gun, dude." And he starts showing he's got these guns hidden all over the place, and I'm like, dude, I don't care what kind of pest problem he was having. I'm like, damn, I gotta go. And I shot out that door. You know what? I never
See ya.
returned. I never returned to that account. I knew if I one day he was going to accidentally shoot the gun or something while waving it around and shoot me in the chest or something with it, I'd be, you know what I'm saying? But,
I mean, it's either that or he wanted to show you his special package. But
even,
Yeah, that's
even if I had
he wanted
glasses
to be your
on,
buddy or something.
those glasses to be put down the disposal. It wouldn't matter. But you know what? Here's the thing. I have a separate YouTube channel. I do related on my business, and I carry a GoPro on a little little hand thing, and I got a mic and all that stuff hooked up to it. And I talk about lawns and stuff, but I always make sure when I'm recording anything, I don't get tag numbers of my clients. I don't get any addresses. I don't get any street signs where people can go back and reverse engineer where I am or where my clients are. Anything and I always tell my clients, I get permission. I always tell them, do you mind if I record this problem with your palm right here? Because I think this could help a lot of people on my YouTube channel. And I said, I will make sure that nothing identifying is I'll make sure there's nothing identifying on the footage. And they're always fine with it. But that is something you got to worry about, man, because people's addresses, you could see something, paperwork looking in their door or something that has some compromising information on it. That is something they got to think about. But here's the thing. I'm all for innovation, but the George Jetson days, I still think we're 100 years away from this. I mean, if you've seen if you've seen the clips of the supposed robots that they tried to create in the old movies, when they made fun of the space movies back in the early days when they made movies, it's laughable that we already are. It's laughable that we're actually in that time and place right now. I can imagine the maintenance cost and breakdowns from the robotic delivery drivers, let alone this robotic warehouse that Amazon. I think it's a pipe dream that he's trying to, there again, plug in autonomous robots and AI that's going to run the whole business for him. And all they have to do is just keep pressing the money button. The guy's a billionaire already. How much is enough? How much is enough money? I know we're getting off on the political road here, but I mean, come on, man. You're the second largest employer in the United States, and you're wanting to replace people. It's all about people. It doesn't matter what business you're in. It's all about the face-to-face interaction. When a robot starts showing up to your driveway and somehow can open the door and leave the package on the porch or whatever, and
offer the robot to come in.
So I'm going to show him my 44 Magnum.
Start waving your revolver.
Are you guys bulletproof? I'm just curious. Are you guys bulletproof? Let's find out.
Hey, if it's a hot robot, I'll invite him in.
I can imagine all the YouTube video spoofs that all the young ones would set out to just bugging this robot all day. They follow his damn truck all through the neighborhood. I could just see the videos popping out. I don't think we're there yet, guys, is what I'm saying. I think AI, since we're talking about AI here, I don't think we're there yet, guys. I mean, I love that I can look up something and within seconds, it's looked up all these websites for me and it gives me this information based on the website. That saves me a lot of time. But I would always double check it with another source, whether it's another search from another search engine or whatever. But there's been a lot of instances.
You should do that anyways, even before Gemini came out, even then, because they had put sponsor results at the top and a lot of people would miss that sponsored word. And so it's always good to check a few results just in case to kind of confirm, are you getting conflicting information or the same information each time? And then that can really help.
And there's all this investment in AI companies right now, but none of them has shown any profit. That's what worries me about the future of AI. I really think that there will be a bubble and it will pop. And I think it'll be very similar to the .com boom. I really do. So I thought that was a funny story. I thought you guys would get a kick out of that because
It was funny.
I saw
A
that
little
story.
clickbaity, but funny.
That's just, man, that's just crazy, man. Making anyway. I actually think the glasses is a good idea, but I just know people, man. People lose their earbuds. They lose all kinds of things. I could imagine the cost overruns just being a fortune on those glasses. And those glasses aren't cheap yet, you know? The Meta glasses and all that stuff. I don't think it's scalable yet.
Like iPads for tracking delivery stuff may not be cheap either, and those could also break, but it really just depends if they think it's worth it or not.
Yeah. Yeah. I just see these stories and I'm like, you know, guys, we're not there yet. We're really not there yet. I'm not worried. You know,
I agree that there is going to be some kind of a bubble. I don't know if it's going to be dramatic, like we're all in recession, but there will be a bubble.
And the question is, how many people are going to actually lose their jobs because of this overinflated idea that AI is going to take over and run everything and press the money button without any human interaction? It's just not. It's delusional. It really is. Anyway, I thought that was good. I thought it was a good way to end the night. So that's it, guys. That's our show for tonight.
Yeah.
I thought about you know what? No, I'm gonna take one question from our Discord because I thought this was a good question. Since it's Halloween Eve here, I figured let's go ahead and answer this question while we're
spooky.
Yeah, while we're
about 50 minutes.
Yeah, while we're in here, I figured let's go ahead and get in this question. Let's see, make sure I get the right one here. It is from Mr. Dead Rabbit. Good to hear from you, man. What is your favorite scary movie? Your favorite scary movie? Since we're on Halloween week here. I'll tell you what, I was never a horror movie kind of guy. And I had a buddy of mine bring me to Friday the 13th Part 5, which was, by the way, the first Friday the 13th movie I ever watched. And I remember I'm a freaking grown-ass person. I'm not grown-ass. I was like I was in high school. And I've never, ever done this in the theater. But it was back then, it was so gory back then. I literally did this. And I was looking through my eye like this. I'm like, what am I doing? My buddy next to me is laughing his ass off. But it was scary shit back then, man. Now, if you compared Friday the 13th Part 5 to today's movies, like, what is it? The Conjuring movies and stuff. Fuck that shit. No. But everybody knows what's my scariest movie. What's the movie I always talk about that messes with my head?
Oh, I know.
What is it?
Do you remember Zombie? I want to see if Zombie remembers, but it's the, I forget the name of it now, but it's the one in the house with the couple with the,
that was like a documentary because it was very believable because it was like a documentary.
Annabelle?
If anyone thought that, it wasn't.
Paranormal Activity.
Yep.
That movie scarred me for life. I still don't like to stick my foot out beyond the covers on the bed because I'm afraid of damn whatever ghost.
Every night I have to sleep with my feet off the bed.
Fuck that. No.
Well, for a different reason, I don't want my feet off the bed, but not because I'm scared.
And if I'm always in the attic above our bed, and if I ever see some Polaroid pictures above my wife's bed, I'm out. Because that was part of the movie.
Well, yeah.
The ghost was stalking his wife, and he had Polaroid pictures. Had Polaroid pictures above her bed in the attic, where I guess the ghost was hovering and looking at pictures of. Just such a messed up movie, man. So there you go, Mr. Dead Rabbit. It's Paranormal Activity. It's the most scary movie I've ever seen. What about you guys?
Well, he said favorite. He didn't say most scary, right?
Favorite scary movie.
Yeah. Yeah, you can have a different definition.
Let's alter it then. Let's make it two parts. What's your scariest one you've ever seen? Paranormal Activity.
I like that then because I have two answers.
Yeah, my favorite scary movie is probably going to be. Well, no. What's your scariest movie? Well, I'll go with you guys first. Scariest movie for you guys.
So that was your scariest. Do you have one zombie, and then I'll go for scariest?
Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street. I think that was part of my original interview. Actually, I think I mentioned that. Because you can't stay awake forever. Eventually you got to go to sleep. So Freddy will come for you.
The scariest one, it was just a weird time in my life. I don't think I'd be scared at all anymore. And I generally don't get scared of scary movies. But at the time, The Ring really bothered me.
The Ring. Oh,
So
yes, The
I'll just
Ring.
give
Yeah,
that
when
the
it
The
came
answer.
out,
VCR tape, the videotape. Oh, man, that
yeah,
movie was,
That
yeah,
part wasn't even
like she
necessarily
was
the scariest
soaking
part
wet.
to me, but just the overall,
yeah,
everything about it.
yeah. Oh, I know what
There
I
was
know my
also when I
favorite.
was a kid, some movie about like a fly and like goo in the
Yeah,
wall. Was that actually the movie The Fly, or was that
yeah.
something else? I
That
don't know.
was
I
considered a
remember
horror
being
movie back then.
scared.
That was considered a horror movie back
Yeah.
then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, I know what mine
okay,
is.
favorite though. I have a different
I know what
answer
my
if
favorite
you
is.
have.
I'll go. So we'll go in
Yeah.
order. Get Out. That's my favorite horror movie. Is Get Out. Where she's stirring the cup and the guy literally gets transformed into a hole in his
I haven't
mind.
seen it yet.
My God, that movie was it was good and it was scary. Yeah, Get Out would be my favorite scary movie. Yeah. You can use the assistance of AI if you need to.
So I grew up watching, like Tales from the Crypt and, just whatever was on TV.
Right.
So Leprechaun in the Hood was one of my favorites.
Leprechaun. Those movies were insane.
And then, yeah, it's just ridiculous, over the top kind of, and then Cabin in the Woods.
I was just thinking that.
I liked it because it was kind of
that was a scary movie.
Kind of behind the scenes on them. Yeah.
Jump scare central. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to give two answers because my first answer people may not accept.
Okay.
But my favorite scary movie, first answer, is the movie called Scary Movie. It's a comedy.
Yeah,
actually.
yeah. That crossed my mind.
Yeah.
That did cross my mind. That was a funny movie. That's really good.
Anyways, if people don't accept that, then my actual answer would be oh shit, now I forgot.
Your favorite or your scariest?
No, I know. It was something kind of similar to Scream.
Oh, okay.
Scream series, but even just I'll say Scream one.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, and don't
That's
forget,
probably my favorite because there's just so much classic everything in there. So
I tell you what, if you're going to the theater right now for Halloween or for this Halloween weekend or whatever, I really suggest you go see Weapons. That was it's more of an independent movie, but that was a very eye-opening movie. And even though it's considered a horror movie, I thought it was really good. And I don't want to spoil too much on it, but man, what a movie, man. That was I would call that the most innovative horror movie I've seen in a long time. So, and it's not based on paranormal stuff. Thank God. Cool. Anyway. Okay. Well, thanks everybody for hanging out tonight. I love doing our roundtable episodes because, we don't have to exactly talk about Destiny on these days. And I think, to be honest, I think we all need a break from Destiny every now and then. And this gives me an excuse to do it, once a month. So, just want to thank you guys. Yeah. I mean, thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight and letting us talk about something that somewhat is off Destiny topic. And, just thanks for hanging out tonight. Zombie, where can people reach you, man? If they want to game with you or whatever.
The Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah. Discord's the best way.
And Mr. Kingsley Mack.
Yeah, check me out in the Discord. Right now, I am Kingsley the Gator. But you'll find me as Kingsley in the Discords.
Ron Gator kick, yeah. That's right. Everybody's doing every now and then it happens where everybody changes their name to the GATR.
Hey, if you look for Kingsley, you'll find me.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys are anybody who's listening right now. It's Todd the Gator, TODDTHEGATR is my Twitch and YouTube channel where we actually put out a live show right now. If you're listening on the audio version, it's Todd the Gator 7359, I believe is my Bungie number. If you want to send me a friend request, I usually definitely take friend requests that come from our Discord community. I don't know how many we can hold. I think it's like 3,000 or something on PS5. But anyway, that's how you can reach me in Destinyverse. Other than that, I thank you all for listening. Hit the like button, hit the sub button, hit the follow button if you're on Twitch. If you want to be let know when we do have future podcasts coming out. Or I do stream on Saturdays, by the way. We stream our Desert Perpetual raids, at least for the time being. I might switch to something else later, but we'll be streaming this Saturday night. I'll be sure to stream that as well for anybody who wants to follow along and see us struggle bus through the latest raid. But thanks, everyone. Thanks for hanging out with us. I'll see you guys in the Discord. Later, Guardians.
Have a good
Later.
one.
That's good.